Hope everybody is doing good tonight or this afternoon, wherever you may be tuning in from. Happy Halloween and happy Monday. We have a great show for you guys today. We have Mr. James Brewer of Alabama Tiny Homes, and he is one of our original members that joined NOAA back in 2016, 15, somewhere around
Yep.
there.
Yep.
He's been building for like 20 years though, but started tiny homes and decided to get them safely built and certified with NOAA. So we are happy he's here with us today. He's going to show us around. He's got some container homes he's going to show us around, and maybe a DeLorean. I don't know.
Hot rod over there.
A hot rod. Anyway, I will turn it over to Robin and James, and you guys take it away. I'll also be fielding questions. If y'all have any questions for James during his presentation or talk, you can raise your hand or put it in the chat and we will answer it. If it's just something you can ask later, you can ask either way. We'll answer your question as soon as possible. With that, I'm gonna turn it over to Robin and James. Thank you for being here, James. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're most
Yeah,
welcome.
absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
my pleasure.
Always a pleasure to have you on, and welcome Tiny Housers. Thanks for coming back once again for our Monday night builder day. And good introduction there, Leanne. Thanks for introducing James. James, with
My
that,
pleasure.
why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Sure. So I've been in the building business for about 20 years. Started out originally building traditional homes. In 2012, I don't know, got a wild hair to build a tiny house. I actually built it for myself. So I built, my own tiny house. And then really the rest is kind of history, the way it worked. It was word of mouth. I put that out there. I have some lake property. I put it on my lake property, and my neighbor saw it. He's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so cool." He's like, "I want one." And I'm like, "I don't really build tiny houses. I built this one for myself, but I don't really build tiny houses." And ended up building him one. Then I built one for his granddaughter, and then it just kind of went from there. And so that's really, a 60-foot, 60,000 foot view of how it started for me. So I took off building tiny houses in 2012. In 2015, Robin approached me at I think it was probably the very first, if not one of the very first tiny house shows in the Southeast anyway.
It was.
And then I met Robin there with NOAA, and Robin and the team had shared kind of their vision and what they were trying to do with NOAA. And, I saw that they were trying to do a good thing, and, I jumped on board with them, and kind of that part is kind of history. And
James was not an easy sell though. I mean, it was at a horse arena in Tennessee, and we had Friday night barbecue for all the builders to come to try to tell them what we were doing. And nobody was asking questions, but then all of a sudden James started grilling us, and he had this question and that question. What about that? Well, who's going to do? And he just one down up the other. And I thought for sure, this guy's gone, Next thing you know, he's like the first sign up, he says, "Yep, you sold me. You answered my questions and I'm good to go." And he's been a real great guy ever since. So what are you doing now, James?
So I'm sorry, Robin, what was that?
I said, that was then. What are you up to now?
Well, so nowadays I'm still in the middle of building tiny houses. Like most of the builders out there, have a long waiting list. Kind of got into shipping container conversions. I started about a year ago doing some shipping container conversions. Robin has been on this path with me, kind of had known what I've been up to for the last year and a little bit, but I ended up buying some lakefront property on a local lake here in Alabama, about 22 acres. Decided I was going to turn it into a tiny house community for long-term parking and short-term parking. So kind of an RV/tiny house community. Then I decided I wanted to put a few Airbnbs out there for myself. So I had built a shipping container house for myself. Like that's how it started. Just built one for myself to put out there, and then a couple of people stayed in it, and then one of those decided they want one of them, and then kind of the rest is kind of history on that. So my building list, the way probably, I don't know if there's any other, but I'm sure there's a couple other builders on here, but I have a waiting list for me to build you a home. Like, I think we're running about 16 months out right now. And when Robin asked me to talk tonight, talk about our tiny houses, it's just kind of odd that I was like, I'm a tiny house builder and I love to talk to you about tiny houses. I don't actually have a tiny house in here. I have 3 shipping containers in my shop, and then I have one outside, but it's pretty rare that I end up with 3 shipping containers in a row being built. Usually it's just one, every few months that pops in there, but there just had to be 3 back to back that popped up on the calendar. And so my shop is not that big. I've got an 8,000 square foot building that I built up as 3 bays. I build 3 at a time. So there's 3 going on inside, and usually I have one getting, all the bells and whistles, kind of the cleanup and wrap up that we pull outside and do it, and then it's ready to go. So yeah,
Well,
that's pretty much.
We were talking before we came on. We were talking about help, and you said that's one of your biggest challenges is trying to get help. Tell us a little bit about that.
It is. So it's kind of started, and most of the builders here, and probably the ones on here, face the same challenges. It started, when the pandemic started hitting pretty hard. I had for a hot minute, I got shut down by the state. They basically came in and said, you're going to close your business, and then they came back around and decided, no, you are a essential business. So I was off for about 3 weeks, and it started back. So when I only have a 5-man crew that run here, 6 including myself. But, so 2 of those that we were shut down for 3 weeks, 2 of them ended up finding other work, and so they never came back. So I was down to 3, and then one of those ended up leaving. I brought 1 back in. So, I've got 2 that have been with me for a long time. One of them has been with me for 25 years, and the other one's been with me for about 10. And then the other 3 that I have, 3 jobs that I offer, it's just rotating door. It's like they come in, some of them may be here a week, some of them may be here a month, and they just kind of rotate through and out the door. And it's not used to hard work, I reckon. And so now I'm up to 4. I have 4 of them back. I still have 1 vacant spot. And believe it or not, I have a guy that's moving down from Pennsylvania just to come down and work for me. So that will work out pretty good. He's worked for me in the past, and then so he's coming back. So that'll put me back, at least back where I need to be for the time being. But it's definitely a struggle. It's a struggle right now finding help. Over the summer,
well, you're in a warmer climate, so Pennsylvania is going to get a lot of cold weather and snow this winter. So if I was him, I'd be moving too.
Yeah, he was ready to go. And then, I was kind of blessed. I have a local school here that has a trade school program. So over the summer, I ended up with 2 of the kids from the trade school program that kind of interned here over the summer, and they did a super fantastic job. Like, it was a pleasure having them. Young kids, and just being able to help teach them a trade and a craft, and the help that they gave was kind of good.
Yeah, I think that's something to highlight there too, guys. There are high schools and trade schools around that have a shop program, or they have kids that are interested. We're looking into possibly hiring some people from Leesburg, and we were looking for somebody that's like a senior, 17 years old, come in weekends and build tiny houses, and then the contractor that's working with them, Mike, he said, I'll come in and I'll teach them the trade and how to do it, but if they're good, I may want to give them a job. So I said that's fine. That's what we're here for. We're here to get more young people into the trade. So yeah, you can work them until graduation, and if they want to work with you, then that's fine. So with having shortages, you always have to get creative on how you fill your spots. And I think that's what James is trying to say, that with revolving doors and people from Pennsylvania, that he likes to have a 5-man crew, and sometimes he's a 2 or a 3-man crew, but he makes it work.
Yep, we keep on hammering away. Yeah, that's kind of true. One of the kids that was interned with me over the summer, he has full intention of coming back when he graduates in May. He has full intention of coming back and working for me, at least for a while. And so I look forward to having him back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've got this this camera on this rod right here. Why don't you show us around your place a little bit? Tell us, about your 3 bays and your 3 container homes, and let's take a look at that.
See if I can actually flip it around here, like
Yeah,
maybe
you can
not.
just push the camera. Just push the camera button on the bottom there and it'll flip it. Right on the bottom. You see it?
Let's see. There. Oh, it's at the top on mine. There it
Oh,
is.
there you go. Yeah.
So I'll kind of walk you outside, and then we'll coming in from there. How about that? Gives you an idea. So where I'm at, I'm in an industrial park. I have 10 acres that I bought in this industrial park. I built this shop that I'm in now about 4 years ago, I guess. And then, so yeah, it's pretty, I have a lot of property here to build on. So that's one of my, so that right there that you see, that's a boutique that I built for a young lady. I built 2 of them for her. This is the first one I built. It just came back in. I got it yesterday. We're just freshening it up and get it ready for show season. So that's what that is. I'll take you. Y'all want to see inside of it real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's check it out. You guys want to see that? They're nodding their heads.
All right, where we're going.
Yes. We're getting in the chat.
So
Yes, yes.
young, yeah. She's a super young girl. This girl's only like 19 at bottom. So, yeah, she's definitely got her head on her what she's doing. So I'll kind of get in the corner and show you young way. So basically what this is it's just a sales floor. So she sells purses and vintage clothes and just boutique type items, just like a clothing store, I guess is what it is. That's actually her office at the top up there. So you go up the steps in the ski
Oh, okay.
her office, and then the sales floor is down here on the bottom part of this house. It's a smaller, it's only a 16-foot deck. You got a 7-foot neck on it. It's only 22 feet total.
Okay.
So it's a smaller tiny house.
Oh, that's nice. You got a paddle fan and looks like there's a deck on the back there too.
Yeah, I'll show you around the back. So her deck, like it's an in and out. So like on her side view, you have the end that kind of goes in. Then you kind of walk through the floor, and then you come out the back door, and then walk off, the steps that come off that end. And then she has a covered deck.
Yeah.
The deck itself, like that, awning just rolls. The awning just rolls in, and the deck just folds up it folds up and tucks away. And then all the railing that you see around it is detachable, and then it hangs on hooks that are on the bottom of the deck. When the deck's up, it's got hooks that it hangs on, and they strap all the railing down to that. So the railings and pieces, it comes apart when they're ready to travel with it.
Cool.
So yeah, that's that little jobber. So we bring it in just to freshen her up. She's gonna get re-stained and got a few touch-ups on the inside that need to be done, but just getting her ready for her season coming up.
Looks like she has a lighted sign on the outside, and
So
that deck folded up is a good security thing too. I don't know if she does it at night or not, but if you're in a place where you wanted a little more security, just fold that deck up and be a little harder to get into it.
yeah, it definitely covers the whole back door, so you can't come in the back door. So my shop itself, like I said, it's 8,000 square foot, so it's 80 foot deep, 100 feet long. So that's my shop.
All right.
It's 3 bays. The bays are 25 feet by 80, so 25 feet wide, 80 foot long. So
How tall is your door?
So I have 16 feet doors and 18 feet. They're 18 feet doors. So
Okay.
they're 18 feet. Yeah, so they are 16 wide, 18 tall.
So an 8 by 13.6 isn't a problem getting in and out.
No. So I actually built it for looking at part models down the road as I'm trying to, hammer in a couple of part models out there. And so that's kind of where I made the doors big enough to get one in and out.
Would that be a 12-foot wide park model?
So I actually debated on building a park model down the road. And
how wide would you build the park model?
Yeah, so I would take them to 11 and a half feet is all I would do. So 11 and a half foot. And by doing it at 11 and a half feet, you still just pull it with wide load signs without having to have escorts and then the length. So you just have to have the permit, not actually the escorts.
You just have to have a permit and a wide load sign and a CDL driver.
That's right. That's exactly right. So this container that we're looking at here, it just getting started on it. So it's a 40-foot high cube container. So it's 40 feet long, and it is a 9-foot tall container. So it's what they call the high cube. The doors in the back. So I use this as our doors in the back are always the garage. So when you open the doors in the back, you have your electrical panel on one side, and then you got. Is somebody trying to get me there?
No, you're fine.
Okay, so yeah, this have electrical panel on one side, then this is come out flush with the doors, and then you'll have the hot water system and water coming in on that side. So they're spaced apart, so they don't ever touch each other. Except for this one has 2 offsets on it. What I call they'd kind of be a bump out, if you would, but they're offsets. So it has 2 of those. They're 6 foot deep, so they're 6 foot by 10 feet. That's what they are. These I'll show you on another one around there. So when they're built, we build them in the shop. It's kind of a put together for the customer. So we build it so it comes apart, it folds up. It's the offset right here, this bump out. So it's only 6 foot wide, so it fits on a normal trailer, like like your garden trailer, so it's 6 foot this way, and then they're 10 foot this way. So when we build the deck, it's actually made to fold over on itself and then it straps together. So it's just like when they get it, they unfold it, raise the walls, and then all they really have to do is put the roof rafters in on the top. And then, so it's a pretty simple process once they get a hold of it. These 2 are actually local here, so we're actually going to put them together for them. So we'll take them, deliver them, and then I'll put them together for the client. We have I have a 40. I wish I would show you. I have a container getting delivered today, but I have a 40-foot gooseneck trailer that tilts in the middle. So it's a container trailer. It's like it's specifically built for shipping containers. The way I pick them up and deliver them and drop them back off. So the trailer itself bends and it's got a winch on it. It pulls them up on the trailer, and then you bend the trailer again and it falls off the back, just like run it back off the back. So this at 40 feet, and you're walking in the bedroom part of it. It's kind of hard to tell on here and kind of the setup, but I walk in another one over there. Just being framed like this, it's kind of hard to tell what's what, but this is basically just a 40-foot high cube container. So if you look in the back, you'd have the bedroom in the back. Bathroom's kind of in the middle. I'll show you the bathroom again. This will be the kitchen right here. Be like a L-shaped kitchen. Living room, picture window. It's not in there, but there's a picture window that goes there. And then another offset that's folded out. So this living room, when it's actually done, the living room is 10 foot by 16 feet. So there's a big living room in it. And the bedroom, same thing, 10 by 16 in the bedroom. And then
Was that a washer and dryer hookup I saw in the
so it's in,
master bedroom?
In the bedroom, yeah. So I put most of the time I put them in the bathroom, and this is the bathroom, walking through the bathroom. But most of the time I put them in the bathroom, but they wanted them in the bedroom. So
yeah, just a stack.
It's a stacked unit. It's a stacked washer and dryer unit in there. It has French doors. Well, actually a bypass barn door on it. So you have it past the closet and then the washer and dryer. So you just pull one open, you get the washer dryer, pull that one open, you get to the closet in there.
Oh yeah. That's cool. And what do you do for insulation on there? On the
but I do both on these containers. There'll be spray foam. So I come in with closed cell spray foam, and then that's just to keep from sweating. But I put a 2-inch barrier of closed cell spray foam, which gives it about an R29 equal value, and then I come back to a R19 back insulation on top of that, so it's double insulated. Super efficient. Like they are extremely efficient.
So let me do that by one more time. You get a closed cell spray foam.
Yeah. So I'll do.
And then you get a 2 inches of that, and then a bad insulation, and then
R19.
R what?
So we use an R19 back insulation, and then you get this has 6-inch nickel gap in this. This is what's inside of it. So you'll have 2 inches spray foam, the back insulation insulated.
All right.
James?
Got a question on your plumbing. You want to ask Leanne?
Yeah.
Yes, Jonathan wants to know, how do you do the plumbing for the toilet and shower?
Yes, that's a good question for you. I can show you, I'll show you in the other one. If you hold that question for just a minute, we walk into the other one and I'll give you a little better idea of how I do the plumbing in them. But in a short, I pop them to the floor. So your shipping containers themselves. So this floor, this is the actual floor of a shipping container. When you get it, this is like unfinished, what it looks like when you pick it up. Shipping container. It's actually 1.5 inch plywood is what's on that floor. And what we do with it is we take our main plumbing, like your shower drain and your toilet drains and all that. We dump it through the floor. So when this thing is delivered, we actually set it up on, all of them are set at least 2 feet off the ground. So you have room to basically do your plumbing underneath. But when we plumb it here, we just rough plumb it and stuff them through the floor. When we've got 8 inches, we hit the ground. So we stuff them down about 6 inches. Then when we get to where they're going, you'll finish the plumbing at that point, tying them in. The vents, let's see, I don't know if they've got the vents on this one yet. I think they just started. Yeah, they started running the vents on it. But, you know, you'll vent them through like normal. Just you see the normal 1.5 inch vent pipe on the wall. I guess vented. So that's the vent started. But the plumbing itself all goes through the floor. Just you can do it through the sides if you wanted to. So it just dumps out like the side, but you'd have to, build the floor, of course, in that case. And in a 9-foot cube like this, it wouldn't be hard to do. Like you're losing that, 18 inches on floor space wouldn't be that big a deal. But if you're in a normal 8-foot cube, losing that, 1.5 feet that's a lot of room you're losing out of that. So I'll flip you back around. There we go. So this is a small one. So this is a super rare container. So this is actually a 20-foot high cube container, which is hard to find a high cube on a 20-foot, but they're out there. So it's, when I say high cube, for y'all that don't know, so most shipping containers are only 8 foot tall. They're just an 8 foot tall container. And a high cube container, they take them to 9'6" is what they say, but it's actually only 9 feet of usable space, but they just have an extra foot of height in the container itself. So when you are looking like at the wall, at the ceiling in this, it has an 8 foot 5 inch from the floor to the ceiling. So you have 8.5 feet. So it's actually got a taller ceiling than a normal house would have. But high cube is an extra 1.5 feet tall. So this is a 20-foot high cube. That's what this one is. It's a little bitty one, but on this one it has another bump out on it. Let me see. Do you see the little blue tape marks on the floor? So that's how far that actually comes out. So it's 6 feet is how far it comes this way. So this bump out is 12 by 6 feet. That's how tall, how big this one is. So you'll have like the kitchen in this one. The kitchen goes down the wall like an L. And then it's like, let me get a better angle on you here. And then you have kind of the living area. There's a TV on the wall. And that's actually bunk bed space that slides out, like it pushes out into bunk beds. There's 2 twin size or full size beds that go there. And then the bathroom door. So when it's actually this is completed and you have your bump out built, you'll be in the living room area, like the whole living room, and you'll walk, into the bathroom. So the bathroom is inside also, if that makes a lot of sense. So there's that one.
So the bump out basically covers the bathroom door so that you walk out into the bump out and then back into the bathroom. Yeah.
And now I'm going to show you what the actual bump out, when we're talking about that, what it actually looks like. So this one is working on completion now. So this is a 40-foot high cube container. So it's 40 feet, 9.5. The actual container stops right there. See the black is like, that's where the container is. And then you have the bump out part of it. So it is, all these bump outs are 6 feet this way. They are 8.5 feet tall. And both of these are 10 feet wide. Like both of these are 10 feet wide this way. So this container right here has a sliding glass door right here. This is the bedroom in the back, but it's got a sliding glass door right here. I'll show you when we go inside. It has a French door on the front right here. And there's a French door on the front of it down there too, right there. So this is lakefront house. So these are like your bedroom and it's facing the lake. So you have a French door looking at the lake and a French door looking at the lake. It has so so this one, the roof will be built on site for this one. So it's just it's got a 12-1 pitch on the roof. So it's slanted just like a shed roof. It goes front to back. So it's the back of the container, the joists are flat on the back of the container, and it comes out to 18 inches taller out here on the front. Actually, it's 20 inches by the time you get out here. So the porch on this thing comes out to about where this yellow line is on the caution tape. It comes, so it's going to be the length of the house, and then it comes 10 feet past the bedroom. So there's a hot tub that'll be sitting out here outside the bedroom door. And then there'll be like a small half privacy wall. So it's kind of like that. And you have to walk around it to walk on the rest of the porch.
Mhm.
And then the porch is just the whole length down there, all the way to the end of it.
So it's going to be a wooden deck that you're putting out there
It'll be
for a
a-
porch?
Yeah. So it'll be a wood deck, just normal, regular old deck. So that's the French door. I mean, the sliding glass door. That's where it'll go there
Right.
when you're inside the container. This is your bedroom, the bedroom side of the container. They have a closet.
Okay. Do you build those or you buy those doors?
I bought the doors. Yeah. So you just have
Okay.
a closet in there.
Okay.
All right. And then when you're standing in the bedroom, kind of looking out the French doors, you'll have your French doors right there. And then it has a window and a window.
Hmm.
So the bedroom turns out to be 10 by 16 is what this bedroom is in here.
Pretty good.
And
size.
then the sliding glass door is right there, and right outside the sliding glass door, there will be a hot tub set out there underneath. It'll be underneath roof too on the deck. So you walk out of the bedroom. I'm walking into the kitchen. So the kitchen is an L-shaped kitchen. Kind of hard to see that. It's squished in there. Yeah, L-shaped kitchen. So it's just L like so. Cabinets are in the process of getting painted. They're still out there. So you have sink and dishwasher combo. If y'all haven't seen those, some of y'all have
No, I
started
haven't
using.
seen that.
Yeah,
Sink and a dishwasher.
yeah, the 4-tile sink and dishwasher combo. So
All right,
yeah,
that's good
that's what they
Good
look
to know
like.
about.
Yeah, they're super cool. It's very efficient. They work really, really well, actually.
What size cabinet do you have to put that sink and dishwasher in?
So it will actually fit inside of a 36-inch sink base cabinet. So that's what that is, a 36-inch sink base.
Yeah.
But it,
Can you
like, it
show
takes
us
up the
how far
whole
that,
cabinet.
how far does that dishwasher hang down?
So you've got about 10 inches underneath it once it's
Okay. All right. Got it. Okay.
so it takes
Interesting.
up a lot of your space under there. But it leaves it just, you can put a little bit underneath there, but one side is totally open, other side to get about 10 inches or so.
Yeah. By the time you get all the trap and the plumbing and in there, it's not going to be a whole lot of storage.
There's not a whole
But
lot of
yeah.
storage in there. Yeah.
But that's
so I-
cool. I like that.
Yeah, so you have your upper cabinets, of course, doors, 24-inch range.
Are those hard to find nowadays?
No, I order mine from Appliance Connection up north, but that's where, like, although I order a package deal of kind of squeezing them all together, what I order, but that's 24-inch, and then this is actually 17 cubic feet over under, so fridge is on the top, and then freezers on the bottom.
Hmm.
And that's kind of what
Nice.
that is. It has another cabinet that's not in here too. So it has on this wall right here, it has a slim, tall cabinet. It's 12 inches wide and it's 72 inches tall. So it's like a pantry cabinet that goes right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you got there. Then you have your living room right there. So living room with the bump out part.
All right.
Kind of gives you an idea. And then the bathroom, just kind of gives you a better idea of so this one has a built-in shower in it, that you can see where the plumbing is fixing to pop through the floor. They just go straight through the floor. Only thing you have to be careful of is make sure you don't fall on, when you're laying it out, you don't fall on the cross joists under there, because trying to cut those is an act of Congress. They're super heavy duty. So this one, you're looking into this bathroom, so just like walking in the bathroom door, you got the shower. It has a stacked washer and dryer in there. You have a toilet that sits right here, and then the vanity sits right there.
Okay.
And then it has a small small closet in
Linen.
the
Like a linen closet.
and what you have underneath it on the outside in the garage is you have the water side, so the hot water tanks underneath it.
Okay.
And then on this side of it, on the outside, is your power panels on that side in the garage.
All right.
And that's
Now,
they-
now
That's
all
what
of
they look
these, all of these guys, these container homes, they're all sitting up on 2-foot high cinder block piers. Is that how you do that, including the
not
bump
all
outs?
of them. Yeah, not all of them. Some of them are actually some of these guys are setting them straight on concrete slabs and like dumping the sewage and stuff out the side. So when you do that, there's nothing wrong with that. If you put it on a slab, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just now you've got to build your floor up to be able to get a slope to be able to dump it out the side. So, you're building up about 18 inches. So you really need a high cube so you can build the floor up to be able to run the plumbing and dump out the sides. And then you can dump it outside and don't have to worry about getting underneath it at that point. So what I have, it's kind of hard to explain because all the stuff is gone. It's hard to explain. So I'm gonna flip you around one more time. So I have brackets that attach to the containers on the side. So it'll attach there. When the door shut, one will attach down there. And it's actually legs that they're hydraulic legs. So one goes on each corner of the house. So when my trailer comes in and I pick it up, my trailer will basically drag it up on. So I bring the trailer in the shop. Oh, did I lose y'all?
No, we're still here. You're fine.
Okay. So what you'll do is you'll take my trailer comes in, my trailer bends in the middle. So it's made specifically for a shipping container. It's bends in the middle, I'll pull it up on the trailer and then take it on site. When I get it on site, I dump it basically where it's supposed to be dumped, like for the most part where it's going to go. And then I have, let's see, maybe I'm gonna flip you around again. Maybe I'm gonna flip you around. There we go. So on each corner of the container, I have hydraulic legs, 4 hydraulic legs that attach by bolting onto the container. Mash the button and it lifts the container up. So they'll pick up 30,000 pounds. Container's about 17,500 when it's done. And it'll pick it up to 2 feet at a time. So I can pick it up at about 2 feet at a time is what I can pick it up off the ground. And it doesn't matter if if the ground is sloped or if it's flat, if you're up a hill, if you're down a hill, then you just kind of work it up because the container itself, they don't bend this way at all. Like there is no movement in it this way. You do have some racking on it this way. It'll rack on the side, but front to back, because you have those 10-inch I-beams down, it doesn't move at all front to back. So I can actually, I can pick it up as far as I'm brave enough to take it, really, honestly. And my legs will stretch 48 inches is how long they'll actually go. And I'll have to, set it and I have wood blocks that go up under the legs. And then I keep on taking it up until infinity, really, if I got brave enough. About 2 to 3 feet. I don't really take them up anything further than 3 feet. It's just not, I don't know. I just don't do it. But anyway, like you could, I've seen mobile homes put on the side of a cliff where they've, it's got 40 concrete blocks on one side holding it up. But 2 feet is kind of what, that's my shooting goal is 2 feet and sometimes 3 feet, but doesn't really matter if it's unlevel. Like we just pick it up and level it how we need to. I have 2 laser levels that we stick out on the ground, and then like get it leveled that way, and then just start picking it up to our level to the laser line. We'll pick it up to the laser line. It's pretty easy. It sounds like a lot, but it's once I drop the container, usually about 30 minutes, and it's pretty much set. How it needs to be set.
Wow, that's not bad. That's really good.
Then I have a company that we work with that has delivered a couple of them for us, so they're in tune on when they drop them. He'll set the plumbing, and like if they've got plumbing inside, like a sewer to hook up to, he'll finish the plumbing underneath and hook it to the sewer, and the water and the power. Yeah, the water and the power are pretty simple. Just like most tiny houses, the water on this, you can either set it to where tie it with a garden hose, or you can hard pipe it if you wanted to, and then power the same way. You can set a 50 amp RV connector on the side of the container, or have it hard piped or hardwired from underneath, pulled on up
Right.
in there.
But you work with about a 50 amp circuit on the container home?
Yeah. So almost all of my houses are set for 50 amp, unless, I get, like special requirements from the client. Pretty much all of them are set for 50 amp hookup, like a 50 amp
Yeah.
RV type hookup.
Yeah, the only time you would have problem with that would be if you had like an on-demand hot water heater that used a lot of electricity. But I see you probably use a tank hot water heater,
I use
and
tank, yeah.
you've got a range, probably a 30 or 40 amp range plug that you use for that.
22. So the range itself, that we use those low voltage ranges, so it actually only pulls at its max 21 amps. So, but we run
There
with
you
a
go.
number 8, and then.
All right, thanks for the tour, James. Any questions before we wrap this thing up, guys? Now's your time to pick James's brain, and he's a wealth of information for sure.
I want to
And,
mention that James built a tiny home that was NOAA certified, that made it through EF2 tornado.
Yeah, an EF3
EF3 tornado,
Yeah.
which was really interesting because down the road, the gentleman, thank God he was okay, but his mobile home was flattened. So
Like
it
a
was just a
pancake.
great testament to having a NOAA certified home in a tornado
Amen.
or hurricane, etc. I thought that was I did share that on social media. That was so
Oh, well, yeah. So I've had
interesting.
2 of them. Yeah, I had 2 of them
Oh,
actually. I
really?
had one of them. I had 2 of them actually. I had one of them that went through the EF3 tornado, and it destroyed the whole mobile home park. There was nothing left
Mhm.
except for my tiny house, and it flipped it on its side and pushed it
Mhm.
about 20 feet. And then they just put it back on its wheels, and she's living in it today. Like, there's
That's awesome.
more cosmetic damage is what got. And then
Yeah.
right before that, I had the one that went through the Category 2 hurricane, sitting in Gulf Shores down there, and it got leaves plastered on the side of it, but it just nothing at all. Just sit there, which I think is a huge testament to not only me as a builder, but NOAA as a company keeping us all honest and legit. Like if you build them to NOAA specs, like they want you to build them, you have no doubt you're building a safe and sturdy home for the client out there.
Mm-hmm. So, we have a question. I think it was from Ron. How many containers do you build versus tiny homes?
So I actually build more tiny homes than containers. So on the average year, I'll build probably 6 containers, maybe 7, and probably twice that many tiny houses. So I usually have around 25 homes of some sort that come out of my shop every year. That's pretty normal.
Wow.
And yeah, like we run 3 bays, and they're constantly turning one bay at a time. But it's usually 6 to 7. And the shipping container thing is new. Like it's really,
Mhm.
I just built one to see if I could do it, honestly. Like I really didn't intend to go down that road, but then here I am. But yeah, so I started in 2019, and 2020 I built 6, and then 20 I built 6, 21 I built 5, and then this year, this is number 9 actually, the 9th container I built this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
between these about 6, and then these 3 that are in here.
Awesome.
Yep,
Thank
and
you
then
for that.
twice as many tiny
Jonathan.
houses.
Gotcha. Oh, Jonathan, he said, I noticed that the tiny house on wheels on your websites, you use a lot of wood siding. Could you talk about your choices there? What about
Sure.
durability, cost?
Sure. So you're right. Most of my tiny houses you see on the website are all, I do a combo of kind of metal and cedar or cypress. Like that's kind of the 2 sidings that I use on the outside. And it just kind of really became a style. Like I built one, and then I sold a ton of that particular model, and it just they all kind of fell with that cedar and metal kind of look.
Mhm.
I do offer LP siding, like I offer LP siding, all kinds of stuff like other people do, but the majority of mine ended up cedar and metal. That like any building company out there, so the cedar has gone through the roof, and the cypress is actually way cheaper than cedar, which I never thought that would happen. But So I've actually swapped my siding for people that want the wood siding. I use a lot of cypress now instead of cedar. So you get like, so just from a builder's aspect, like my cost in that cedar right now, the average house that you see on my website done that cedar, my cost in that cedar is about $3,000. It's about what you see on those houses. It's about $3,000 the cedar on the house of my cost on it. So yeah, but, cedar, and then like we offer offer any kind of siding you want, really, basically on it. But just I get a lot of people like that's the look they love. You know, they find me on the web and that's what they see and that's what they want. That's kind of how it happened. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you for
All
that.
right. Any more questions, guys? If not, I'm going to turn it back over to Leanne and let her kind of wrap it up.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, James. That was really interesting. I loved seeing the container home, so I enjoyed seeing your tour of those. And so thanks for joining us tonight. Just want to remind everyone, tomorrow is our codes and standards day, night, whichever. And we have a young lady joining us from Italy who has created a project. She's been working on a project trying to get tiny homes legalized over there. And she's going to chat with us about how she's doing that. And I'm excited to see that presentation. Her name is Karen Vasani. So tune in tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern. And we have any questions or anything else for the evening? That will pretty much wrap it up. Robin, did you have anything else?
No, just thank you guys for coming and look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, Jonathan says thank you. And I just want to say thanks to James again for taking that time, and we appreciate it. We appreciate y'all being here. So we will see you tomorrow. Have a great
All right.
evening. Have a
Thank
safe
y'all very
Thank you,
much.
guys.
Halloween. Thanks, James.
Thank you. Bye-bye.